everyone, Flora here, your spiritual business mentor. So today we're going to talk about the one thing that you can do today and tomorrow and the next day and the next day. The one thing that you can do over the next year that will help you make the biggest impact or change in your life or in your business. So I want you to think about, ask yourself, say, what's one thing, if I do it every single day for the next year, is going to make the biggest impact in my life or in my business? Now, I'm not saying a giant thing, because a lot of the times people will say, so what's one thing I can do today that will make the biggest impact? Okay, so I'm going to do an hour-long video every single day. Well, that's a lot to commit to right out of the gate, okay? So it could be, when you think about what impact is the hour-long video going to do every single day, well, that is going to do what? That's going to build your audience. It's going to build trust. You're going to give valuable content. But if you force yourself to do an hour, that's a lot. So maybe ask yourself, or maybe say, I'm going to go live every single day. And then let the topic that you're sharing dictate how long you actually stay live, because maybe you only need to stay live for 3 minutes or 5 minutes to get the point across, to share the value or the lesson that you want to share, okay? Let's just say that weight loss is your goal. And let's just say that you say, well, the one thing that I could do every single day to help me with weight loss is to work out for an hour every single day. Again, I hear these things over and over again. Well, can you really commit to an hour every single day? Or is there something else that you could do that might help you get started? And once you're started, then you can see that consistently grow. So it might be to stop eating at 7 p.m. at night. So that, let's just say you go to bed at 11. So if you stop eating at 7 p.m., you go to bed hungry, you start losing weight naturally. Maybe it's to stop eating bread or complex carbohydrates after 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's to work out 10 minutes a day, because 10 minutes is usually more feasible than an hour. Do you know what I mean? Mary said meditation, not medication, to set my attention and for clarity. Perfect. Yes, I love it. So what's one thing, if you did it consistently over the next year, what's one thing that you can do that will help you make the biggest change or the biggest impact in your life and or in your business? Now, one of the things that I have to share with you about this is that, okay, we all have habits, all right? And one of the things that I also help my clients do is create healthy habits, because your personal and your spiritual development always impact your business. Always, always, always. And so one of the biggest things that I share with people is that we have these things called Keystone Habits. Now, we don't know what actually is a Keystone Habit until we try it out and see if it is. So what does a Keystone Habit mean? A Keystone Habit means that when you do a specific action or a specific habit or a specific routine during the day, everything else just seems to kind of fall into place. Everything else seems to just work better. So a Keystone Habit could be to go to bed at 10 p.m. every single night, so then therefore you can get up at 5 in the morning and be ready to go. And then because of that, maybe you feel less stressed. Maybe you start to plan your mornings because your mornings are planned and you have a really good morning. Maybe everything else just kind of falls into place. Maybe one of your Keystone Habits, or the Keystone Habit that you have, is working out for 30 minutes every morning. Maybe one of your Keystone Habits or your Keystone Habit is to do your sales work first, like first thing during the day for your work day. You do your sales stuff first. Now, for those of you who are part of the Mastermind Mafia, know what I'm talking about. We always talk about doing your sales actions first thing every single day, because I always say if you're not selling, you're not in business. And a sales action could mean following up with people that have expressed interest in a program, following up with people who have expressed interest in coaching with you, going on to your social media pages and interacting with your people, interacting with your tribe, building relationships. And you might not even say, hey, buy this, but you're building relationships. And you've also learned, if you're in the Mastermind Mafia, about the 30, 60, 90-day sales cycle and how doing these sales activities every single day impacts that 30, 60, 90-day sales cycle. And so that could be your one main thing that you do. But anyhow, Keystone Habits help everything else fall into place. Well, and picking this one thing that you'll do consistently for the next year is also very similar to that as well. You'll start doing it, and then all of a sudden you realize these tiny little incremental changes in your life that all of a sudden add up to a huge shift. Most people think, and I've said this 1,000 times if I've said it once, most people think lasting change comes from making a major shift in your life, like doing a 360 or a 180 degree shift, and by cutting out all this stuff and doing all of these things that you've never done before. But I'm here to tell you that in order to create lasting change, you only need to make a 1 degree shift. Now, what is a 1 degree shift? A 1 degree shift is committing to a tiny little action, a tiny little pivot, and committing to that tiny little pivot every single day. And that's what we're talking about here. So it could mean giving up dessert at dinner every single night, or maybe at lunch, giving up one small thing if you want to lose weight. It could mean stop shopping on Amazon every single day, and instead of actually purchasing the stuff, put it in your cart and then purchase or actually go in and buy the cart or order everything that's in the cart one day a week, and see how that curbs your spending if you're trying to get out of debt. You could cut up a credit card and live on cash, and see how that works for you. But the key here is to recognize the one tiny little pivot that you can make that will help you see lasting change and lasting results. Now, at first, you might not see anything. At first, you might not see the results or the evidence that what you're doing is working. But when you continue to do it, usually after a couple days, for sure after a week, you'll start to see something new. You'll start to see evidence that what you're doing is working. And all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, wow, my pants fit better and I've only just stopped eating dessert after dinner. Wow, really? That's it? That's all I needed to do to see a difference? Maybe it's walking around the block. Maybe it's sitting on your bike and biking for 20 minutes every single night, or 20 minutes in the morning, or 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night. That's 20 minutes collectively. So give yourself permission to just say, what's one thing that I can do that will help me reach my goal over the next year? If it's a business goal, go live for 5 minutes and just ask yourself before you go live, all right, peeps, what do my people need to hear from me today? What's one thing that I can share with them that will bring them value from me today, that will help them in their life, that is in regards to my niche? My one thing is I help women make more money in their online businesses. So anything and everything that I do during the day, at work, in my business, I ask myself, will this help my tribe make more money in their online businesses? Absolutely. If you focus on selling every single morning, and by that I mean by nurturing the relationships that you've already built, by asking someone to buy, by inviting someone to a strategy session or a strategy call, by sending an email saying, hey, I have something for sale today. Would you like to purchase it? Would you like to partake in it? If you do that every single day, you will start to make more money. I also have a 30-day challenge where I help people double their sales, sometimes even triple and quadruple their sales in 30 days using this challenge. That's also within the Mastermind Mafia. So, give yourself permission to just say, what do I want? What do I really want over the next 30 days, over the next 90 days, over the next 6 months, over the next year? And what's one thing that I think that I could do? And not a major thing, this is just a tiny pivot. What's one tiny pivot, the little 1 degree shift that I can make that would help me accomplish that? And give yourself permission to just kind of sit with it and say, what is that one thing that I could do? And let your heart be your guide, truly. And once you decide on what it is, I want you to post it in the comments below. And then I want you to tag 3 people in the comments below. So start typing their name, tag them in the comments of this video, and encourage them, challenge them, in fact, to do this with you, to do this as well, so that not only you can see results, but they can start seeing results as well. All right? So that's what I want you to do. I want you to like this video. I want you to put in the comments what your one thing is, what your 1 degree shift is going to be. And then I also want you to tag 3 people in the comments and say, let's do this together. What is your one thing that you're going to do over the next year? Even over the next 30 days, because I can guarantee it. You will start to see results if you commit to yourself. Now, I got to say one thing. If you're not willing to commit to yourself to do one thing every single day for something that you want, we need to have a little bit of a chat, okay? Because if you're not committed to your future, what are you truly committed to? You're probably committed to half-assing it. You're probably committed to buying into the bullshit that you can't have or do or be what you want. You're probably wrapped up in somebody else's agenda, and you're probably helping somebody else build their dreams instead of you building your own. So if you're ready to cut out the bullshit and you're ready to finally have that thing that you really want to have, you need to do this, okay? Comment below the one thing that you're committed to doing over the next 30 days, hopefully over the next year. And then I want you to tag 3 people in the comments and say, let's do this together. All right? Okay. I love you all. Have a fabulous rest of your day, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Mwah. Bye.